All right, so picture this, okay. The sun is setting, right,
Right.
over the Iranian coastline.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and like as the last little bits of light are fading, you see a creature. It comes out of the sea.
Whoa.
And it's this giant figure. It's got the head of a bull, and it's covered in fur. Thick black fur.
Okay, you're describing a movie.
Nope. This is the Baba Darya.
Ah.
And this thing is straight out of Iranian folklore. And it's
Hmm.
what we are diving deep into today. So welcome back, everybody, to Iranian Things, episode 39. I'm Kiyu Mars.
And I'm Tanaz. Always a pleasure to be here.
So for those just tuning in, we've been exploring all things Iranian, especially those hidden gems, the stuff you don't really hear about every day, right?
Right.
We've been going through the world of folklore and mythology lately, even, dipping our toes into cryptozoology. Those creatures, the ones that like blur the line between myth and reality.
It's a really interesting area, When you look at history and belief and how powerful storytelling can be, all those things just kind of come together.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. And that's why we're talking about the Baba Darya today, because this creature embodies all of that. It literally means Father of the Sea, and it's a huge part of southern Iranian folklore. But before we get into the really interesting details, can you give us a quick breakdown of what folklore actually means in this context?
Sure. So folklore, it's more than just old wives' tales, right? It's more like this living, breathing tapestry. It's woven together from all these beliefs and customs and experiences of a community. And these stories, they get passed down through generations. So they give us a peek into a culture's values, what they fear, their hopes. And with the Baba Darya, the stories really highlight this deep respect for the sea, but also its dangers.
So this Baba Darya isn't exactly your typical beachgoer, huh? I mean, we're talking about a creature that lives in the sea all day, but it does something really weird at night.
So imagine this, right? When the sun goes down, the Baba Darya comes out of the water, and it goes inland to sleep. Like it's commuting from the sea to the land every night.
Okay, hold on. Now, I'm really curious. Let's get specific here. Tanaz, you're the folklore pro. Paint me a picture. What does this Baba Darya actually look like, according to all the stories?
Get ready, because the descriptions are pretty wild. We're talking a creature over 4 meters tall. Think about that. That's taller than a double-decker bus, and its shoulders, almost 2 meters wide.
Whoa, that's massive. I mean, I'm starting to see why people would be scared of something like that.
And get this, that giant body, it's covered head to toe in this thick black fur. Imagine seeing that come out of the dark water as the sun's setting.
I'm actually getting chills just thinking about it. How much do you think a creature like that would even weigh?
Well, if you consider how big it is, it's got to be somewhere between 1.5 and 2 tons, right? A true heavyweight champ.
Wow. Okay, so we've got this gigantic, furry giant roaming around.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more to it than just its size, right?
Oh, definitely. So its limbs, they're described as kind of human-like. But the fingers, they're small, and it makes you feel uneasy, like there's something not quite right about it. And then there's the head. It looks shockingly like a buffalo head. Just adds to the whole intimidation factor.
So it's not just big and strong, it's also just plain strange
Mm,
and kind of creepy.
exactly. And that's where the fear really comes in. All those stories, they paint the Baba Darya as this huge danger to both people and boats, always reminding everyone that the sea, it's powerful and it can be unpredictable.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I mean, if there was some huge, strange creature roaming around, I'd definitely be on edge too. But you mentioned something earlier, something kind of surprising. What was that about?
Right. So despite being this huge, strong, kind of scary beast, the Baba Darya has this weird weakness.
Uh-huh.
Metal. Like it's totally terrified of metal, especially tools like sickles and saws.
I mean, seriously, this giant sea monster is scared of tools? Why?
That's a good question, isn't it? It makes you think, maybe this fear of metal actually represents a deeper fear, maybe a fear of humans in general, of how smart we are and how we can use tools to control the natural world.
I like that. Adds a whole new layer to the story. So if people were so scared of this metal-phobic monster, how did they protect themselves?
You're not going to believe this. They actually used the Baba Darya's fear against it. They'd bang metal objects together, pots, pans, tools, all that clanging supposedly scared it away.
So they basically turned their fear into a weapon. That's actually pretty clever. It also makes me think about how powerful sound can be in folklore. It's like a way to ward off evil spirits or anything unwanted.
Totally. Sound is a big part of many cultures' rituals and beliefs. It's so interesting to see how it ties into the Baba Darya legend.
All right, so let's recap. The Baba Darya, massive furry creature, buffalo head, terrified of metal, and vulnerable to a good old-fashioned pot and pan symphony. What a creature.
It really is a great example of how folklore blends reality and fantasy. You take real-world observations and mix them with fantastical elements, and you get these incredibly captivating stories.
It really does make you wonder, though. Could the Baba Darya be based on actual encounters with some weird sea creature? Or is it completely made up? A story to remind people about how powerful and mysterious the sea really is. What do you think? Let us know.
And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this deep dive with anyone who's interested in learning about Iranian folklore. It's fascinating stuff.
Until next time, keep that curiosity going, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.